Hello, my name is Marissa Peterson and this is my video demo for Target 1C. We're going to start by converting decimal to octal. So this is the decimal number that I came up with and we're trying to figure out how to get it to octal. So we need to divide. Whenever you're going from decimal to an octal, you need to divide. So I made this table, so we're going to divide by 8 because octal is the base of 8. So we take the first number and divide it by 8 and we get 155 and the remainder of 0.625. And then we divide this by 8 and we get 19 and 19 remainder 0.375. And then we divide 19 by 8, we get 2 and 2. The remainder of 0.735, and when you divide 2 by 8, you just get the remainder of 0.25. And then to get the octal number of these decimals, I multiplied each of them by 8, and that gave us 5, 3, 3, and 2. Now, we need to make sure we're going from the MSD all the way to the LSD, not top to bottom, it's bottom to top when we're labeling this out. So our answer ends up being 2335 with a base of 8. Next we have octal to decimal. And to do that we need to multiply. Now because when we did the other way we divided, so it makes sense to multiply. We're going to go ahead and do this number. So 9642 is our octal number. And to get our decimal, we take each of the numbers and we multiply it by the weight. And we start with 8 to the 0. So the first number would be 8 to the 0. So 2 times 8 to the 0. The next number would be 4 times 8 to the first, 6 times 8 to the second, and 9 times 8 to the third. And if there was more numbers, you keep moving up the power on the 8th and just multiply it by the number that's in front of them. The answers we get from each of these is 4,608, 384, 32, and 2. We add those all together and we come up with the decimal number 5,026. Next, we're going to go from decimal to hexadecimal. Alright, so we divide on this one, and I made this table for it. So we divide by 16, because 16 is the base of the hexadecimal. So we take this number, 56896, and we divide it by 16. When we divide it by 16, we get 3556 with a remainder of 0. Divide that by 16, you get 222 with a remainder of 0.25. Divide this by 16, you get 13 with the remainder of 0.875. And then when you divide 16 by 13, you get this decimal 0.8125. Now we need to multiply these by 16 because we need to get them out of decimal form to get the true remainder of 0, just like if you did long division. And those numbers end up being 0, 4, 14, 13. And we need to convert these two big numbers into hex form, which are letters, because hex only goes up to 9. So if we remember, A is 10, B is 11, C is 12, and so on. So 14 is E and 13 is D. Now we have our MSD at the bottom and our moving on up to our LSD, and that gives us the answer DE40. We can't leave the 0 off because we have to put something in its place. We can't just have DE4. That would be something completely different. So we have to make sure we include that 0. Next we'll go to hexadecimal to decimal. And that one is multiplying. So when we multiply, we're going to take each of the numbers again and do it by the weight. But this time the weight is 16. So we have 16 to the 0, 16 to the 1, 16 to 2, 16 to the power 3. So we put each of these numbers in front of that. So 8 times 16 to the 0, which is 1, so 8 times 1. 6 times 16, 3 times 16 squared, and f times 16 cubed. So this f we need to convert into a number, and that number is 15. So we would have 15 times 16 to the third. And these answers come out down here. So 61,440, 768, 96, and 8. We add those all together and we end up with this number 62,312 decimal. That is the end of our video, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a good day.